So, in honor of Columbus Day, a lot of people are debating whether or not Christopher Columbus even deserves a holiday. He was extremely bloodthirsty. He was a murderer. He has blood on his hands for sure. However, even a lot of the official stories about him are incorrect. For instance, a lot of people think he proved the world was round. That's completely incorrect. People already knew that since the time of Pythagoras. It was simply they just didn't know the Americas existed. And a lot of people believe Columbus discovered America, which he never entered the United States. He simply bounced around the Caribbean for his entire life in an attempt to make it to India. And by the way, Columbus did not even believe the world was round. He believed the world was pear-shaped. And on the top, there was this little nipple thing. It was weird. I'll link to the Adam Ruins Everything episode on this in the description if you're curious. But basically, he believed that. And he also believed the Earth was thousands of miles smaller than it actually was, so he believed that he could make it from Europe to India in simply a matter of days, which was factually wrong. So he went to South America and just bounced around Cuba and the Dominican Republic and several parts of the Caribbean for his entire life, thinking he made it to India, in which he followed up by killing tons of people in the process, even though they treated him with the utmost respect. Not exactly an outstanding guy, and definitely not one who I'd argue deserves his own holiday. I mean, we don't give Che Guevara his own holiday, and he was around the same level of this. Now, the modern version of Christopher Columbus comes to us from a novel written to him, a biography written about him in 1828 by Washington Irving, I believe is what his name. He's the same man who wrote Legend of Sleepy Hollow. And he is considered a historically credible source. That's the equivalent of allowing J.J. Rowling to write, or J.K. Rowling to write a novel about, I don't know. I already gave the Che Guevara example, so I can't do that again. Although people already think Che Guevara did something. He really didn't. And then, throughout the entire 19th century, the 1800s, Italian Americans came over here and were looking for a hero to prove that Italians had always been part of American history, and so they latched on to Columbus. That's what happened. It has nothing to do with how brave of a warrior he was. In fact, for several centuries, he was a historical footnote. Then, the author of a fiction book wrote a story about him that caught on big time with immigrants. That's it. I'm Ephrom, and good night.